enjoy the show because this week I've got Jason Waz, DPT, and he is the founder and creator of NeuPTTech. And we're going to be talking about the newbie eSTEM unit. You guys have heard me talk about it before. A lot of time has now elapsed. So for those of you who have not really taken the time to wear that executive hat, set aside some time, reach out to Jason and just look, like literally just give the time to look at what we're talking about. And once you get that data, decide for yourself if this is a compliment to your practice or not. I really think without you taking the time to do that, you're missing the boat on something truly marketable, effective, great outcomes, a true differentiator in your market. So I'm not going to just go on and on about it. I'm just saying my passionate feelings about it because so many of my clients, I must say well over 24, 30 of my clients now have this device in their clinic. Just talk a little bit about that. Why I am bringing this to you is because what we're trying to do is keep you at the top 10% of private practices nationwide. And to me, you have to have something that separates you from the pack. So Jason, thanks for taking time and hanging out with me. We're just going to have a conversation. This is Facebook Live. The PPS conference started a couple days ago. We are on Saturday, right? This Saturday?
Exactly.
And last night we had our social. You talked to a whole bunch of owners. And I thought for all of those listening, you know, they're probably thinking a lot of the same things that a lot of the other owners were talking about last night. We had some really good conversations with people. And like I just said, I just want to bring people forward, you know, innovative, you know, revolutionary, you know, market creators. And I just see this as like one of the leading forces in our profession to do it. What was some of the conversations you had last night that I think some of these guys would love to hear about?
Well, thanks for having me on again. And I think since our last podcast that we did, which was I think last November, December, the process and the onboarding and the clinics that have adopted the newbie has really evolved quite a bit. Talking to so many practice owners here that are looking for that differentiator. And, you know, I was my practice was kind of the guinea pig to instill this new technology that nobody had really ever heard of a couple of years ago, and became ultra successful both in patient outcomes and setting our clinic aside from everybody else around us. So it's really been a roller coaster ride since then, but we've really focused on educating practice owners since then.
Right.
I put together a program, you know, once a month. We have practitioners from all over the country coming to my practice and teaching them how to utilize the newbie, how to utilize new innovation, and really kind of change people's minds from being so traditional in mindset to, you know, taking that leap, you know, something that's been out there, something that's new out there that can help, you know, enhance their practice. So.
Right. And, you know, I had a seminar yesterday on statistics and metrics for 2020 and beyond. And one of the things I talked about to everybody yesterday in the conference, and Jason was there in the crowd, I was suggesting to them that, you know, you just have to take a moment to consider what's going on in your practice right now and look for something that's not just a device, not just an application, but something that's truly educational and inspirational for your staff so that they can feel like they're cutting edge, they're advancing professionally within the clinic. And, you know, you and I talked months ago about it's great that people are understanding how this technology works, but it's so much better that you have these treatment protocols and you have this training program and you're able to really bring their skills, like literally their skills up. And it doesn't matter if it's a PTA, a PT, a new grad. That's the thing I love most about it is that you're actually enabling the skill set of the professional to be broader. Right. And that's what came out yesterday. And I think that's what makes it so much better than anything else. Right?
Yeah, the questions that all the practice owners that I spoke to yesterday ask. First question is, well, how does it work? But the most important question is it difficult to onboard on my clinic? Is my staff going to buy into it? Are they going to be resistant to it? And I tell everybody, I started out with one machine at the beginning of last year, and I ended up with 5 machines at the end of the year, not because I wanted to buy 5 machines, but because my staff, it was so easy for my staff to treat their patients, especially with complex conditions that they really had a hard time treating before, that my staff and my patients were really almost fighting over who got to use the newbie device because that's how easy it was to onboard. That's how well received it was. And as a practice owner, your staff will thank you if you get something like this because of the ease of training, the ease of use, and how much it enhances the service that they're already providing.
Absolutely. And those of you guys who are watching right now, you're probably not here at PPS and you probably haven't come. I want to strongly support and encourage that you participate in the APTA, come to these PPS conferences each year, because these conversations, the networking, the education, the knowledge, it's honestly, in working with hundreds of offices across the country right now, I can tell you the things that are holding you back from living the life of a practice owner that you've always envisioned for yourself are the things you don't know. are the things you're unaware of. And that's what I found last night when you were talking to, like, I can remember 2 practice owners there at the table chatting with you who are very young. I don't even think they were in their 30s, and they are just looking for innovative technology. They're looking for innovative strategies because they know they don't want to practice like 1995. And I think, like what you said, you weren't looking for 5, but it's just that much of, it's just so darn effective. You can't hold back, right? And now you have clients. I know one of our clients in the upstate area, Northeast, is looking to buy what?
Yeah, we have one practice that they came to the training about a month and a half ago. They started with 2 newbie devices, and they're doing so well that they're going to be getting 2 more by the end of the year. So it's really
that's awesome.
And that's not atypical. The results that these practice owners see when they bring this on board in their practice across the board has been positive 100% of the time, both in patient outcomes, ease of use, new referrals that they're getting, unsolicited by patients telling, their friends and family that they've gotten treatment that they never really had experienced in physical therapy before. That's the way it differentiates the practices from, all the other ones out there.
Right. And again, as you guys have heard me say in this podcast, and I've said it before, a good executive is one who can observe, decide, and act, right? So one of the things I did early on when we were first getting together was I sent a couple patients your way. And one of them was my wife, and she had radicular symptoms going down her arm. One of them was me. I had radicular pain going down my right leg. And both she and myself had complete elimination of all radicular symptoms within 5 sessions or less. I was 4, she was 5. We're both PTs. We were just amazed. We, other than some stretching and some massage that went along, because that's a nice thing. This dovetails nicely with manual therapy treatment, clinic. So we had a little bit of that along with it, but it was amazing in that few sessions. So I think for a lot of people who are trying to look at this from a business perspective, yeah, that's great. But clinically, that's phenomenal.
And really a lot of the training that we provide is being able to get the practice owner to get the right message to their patient, to their community. We actually have a practice in Seattle, completely manual therapy based. They were hesitant to acquire the newbie because they didn't want their clients and their patients to see it as a modality that they're now adding to their practice. So they went through the training, went through the onboarding, presented it to their practice, and the message that they had to give to their patients is, even though we already get amazing results with you with manual therapy, this is just going to further enhance that, and we're investing in the newest and the best that's out there to provide the best care to our patients. So it's just kind of, whatever practice you have, whether you do dry needling, manual therapy, Therax-based, this isn't a modality that you're going to put into your practice and have a patient sit on it. You're basically going to have them go through any protocols, any treatment that you would normally go through without adding any time to the therapist day. You actually saves time with the therapist day because the protocols are so very easy to follow and specific and smooth running that it'll just enhance the practice that you already have. And we've also put together a program where we have ongoing support to help you promote that to your community and to help you continue with ongoing training and answer any questions you have patient related as you're acquiring it. So it's really a very smooth process that we've kind of worked a lot of the kinks out over the past year or so, and it's really running pretty smoothly now.
Yeah, that's what I hear from all my clients. Any of you listeners who want to reach in, obviously you can connect with Jason. You can reach into us at any time at info@megbusiness.com, and we'll connect you too. Jason will give you his contact information. But I wanted to point this out because I don't know about the listeners and how they go about evaluating things, but I vet things out really, really carefully. And one of the things I look at is I look at institutions, hospital systems, corporations, Division I, athletic, divisions and departments, and so on and so forth. Because I know when you get to that level, the degree of scrutiny, the degree of bureaucracy, and the number of people that has to pass through, it's been looked at so many times. By the time it's being used by the pros, by the time it's being used by Div 1, by the time a hospital system has embraced something, or corporations who are all about their bottom line, it has passed a litmus test that is pretty high level. I know lately you've been sharing some of the recent adaptations and recent big groups that have been going through this process. I think people need to hear about where this is. This isn't just your mom and pop physical therapy clinic. So if you're one of these big corporations, you got to understand, jump on it before your competitors do. So why don't you share with everybody like what I'm talking about?
Yeah, over the past year and a half, we've really grown leaps and bounds with really getting validity of the system, of the newbie system. We're in Division I athletic programs. We're in virtually every major professional sport with teams and athletes in those sports.
Wild.
Big hospital systems are starting to look at it. So it's really moving out of the early adopter phase where, nobody really knew how it worked, why it worked, but these, individual clinics were getting great results. It's really getting into the mainstream right now.
Right.
There's a physician in Iowa that is a champion for multiple sclerosis named Terry Walls that is a huge proponent of this, using it in her trials for neurodegenerative diseases and things like that.
Yeah.
And it is well known kind of in the biohacking world, which most PTs are kind of up and down with, but now it's becoming more mainstream. And I mentioned in the previous podcast, I think that we actually have university-based research support that we're now going to be doing research studies on the device. So a lot of exciting stuff's coming out. So we'll have a lot more evidence that show the amazing results with tens of thousands of clinical cases now holding evidence from university-based research pretty soon.
Yeah,
well.
and that's what a lot of listeners need. There's several owners that are just more analytical. There's other owners that are more entrepreneurial. There's other owners that are more market. They look at things from a marketing point of view. And there's owners that are clinic-based owners, right? So we have to answer the calling for each one of those types of owners. Today at 3:45, I'm actually delivering another session here at PPS, and it's going to be called the hybrid model. Why are so many owners going hybrid model? And what I'm going to be asking the crowd, and what I'm asking you right now live on this Facebook Live, is to question the assumptions you have made for the last decade or more on how to run a physical therapy practice. These assumptions have to be brought up. They have to be challenged today, because I think it's safe to say that if we just keep doing what we're doing, going down this insurance road, we're getting choked off. It is getting tighter and tighter, and it's going to be worse for the patients, worse for the job satisfaction, and worse for the practice owner to stay solvent. And what's going to be left is what? Just huge conglomerate monopolies. If you're going to fight that fight, it's because you're going to be a market creator. And as a market creator, you need something like this. You need this level of training, support, this degree of innovation that you can put in your practice that nobody else has at the moment. Less than 1% of the physical therapy practices in the country actually have it, or they probably even know about it. So the time is now for you to get out in front of the crowd, right? But it's not just this innovation. Jason's creating, through NeuPTTech, he's creating a systematic organizational vetting system to allow other innovative technologies to come into his window, if you will, or his organization, if you will, that he's going to bring to the public that you can continue use as a differentiator, as a market creator in your practice. If you're going to compete in 2020 beyond, you're going to need to find those strategies. And what I'm bringing to the table is how to think differently, how to change your mindset, how to better engage your personnel, how to change the status quo on structuring and restructuring, and be more inclusive of your staff so that you can have more work-life balance and they can have more acknowledgement and validation for what they do. So these things, mechanical, therapeutic, go hand in glove with operational changes and shifts. Jason, why don't you share with them your personal experience, and maybe pick another client's personal experience, how in real life, in real time, what I'm saying I'm trying to get everybody on board with, and what you're doing, how when those two things have come together, what are the results have been?
Well, it was just kind of like a perfect storm back at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, when I first met you, and it was a couple months after I discovered the newbie, and then one of our first conversations was like, I have this new technology, and you're like, okay.
I kind of poo-pooed it. I was kind of like, whatever. And so I hear that all the time.
Yeah, so I kind of went on and on with it. Right. And so January 1 of 2018.
Let me stop them there. Honestly, I was just like so many of you guys watching. I was like, yeah, okay. How many people try to introduce me to something new all the time? I'm like, yeah, whatever. It wasn't until the second day, and I saw these patients getting lined up, and I was really interested then.
Yeah, and that's what I had seen, like learning about it and learning how to use it for a few months before that. But from January 1 of 2018 to the end of 2018, my practice grew by 74%. I couldn't believe it when I looked at my stats at the end of the year.
Numbers.
Our cash-based receipts grew threefold from what we were bringing in cash receipts every month. And that happened after the first 2 months of bringing Meg Academy and the newbie on board. And the combination of teaching me how to run my business and work on my business instead of in my business has really allowed me to form NeuPTTech and reach many, many, many other physical therapists and other practitioners over the past year and a half, 2 years to where I never knew I would be good, wanting to promote, educate, all this stuff, travel. But since I've been doing it, it's kind of like a calling that I never knew I had or I would like doing. Really helped me do that. So, but for the practice owner, it's allowed me to get out of the practice, still be in there when I want to be in there, but to work on other things, build the practice, build another company. And before that was the same as many practice owners. I was in my whirlwind all day, every day, working every weekend to get caught up, even though I didn't have enough patients to get caught up with, and even though we had a really good practice, we were very well known for good quality. I mean, we professional athletes and celebrities and all these other people that were coming to us. We just weren't in the business model. And more importantly, I wasn't able to hand like VIP clients or patients who knew me because I had been there off to my other therapists until I taught them how to utilize the newbie. And since then, I've hired 4 physical therapists that are all trained in the newbie, and they don't have to have years and years of experience as a physical therapist. You
no OCS required. No,
you just train them in the system, and the patients are happy to see them. That's why I have 5 machines now. Patients are fighting over, who gets the machine, who gets the therapist that has the machine. So it's just a way to, I guess, automate your practice, but not lose any quality, actually improve quality and outcomes. So it's like the holy grail for me. I never knew how to do it. I still can't believe that it's happened like this, but it's
and I'm so happy it's happened for you because you needed to like really be wearing the CEO hat when I met you, and you needed to put in discipline and you needed structure. So that's not atypical from 99% of the offices I go into. Who's not wearing their CEO hat? Who's not holding people accountable? Who's not putting in discipline? Who's what structure are you following? How are you keeping people in their lane? So that infrastructure, that foundation really did allow you to jump where you went. And I'm so glad to hear you say that. And I hope you guys are listening here, because this is just, he's not making this up. We didn't talk about, I didn't script him on any of that. We were live. This is exactly our conversation. But last night, as you were talking around the table, I was talking to one of the other owners here who had it, and she was saying in 8 months of this year, I guess 9 months of this year, for those of you that are more business minded and you're thinking about the entrepreneur side, she had said in the 9 months of this year running the newbie in her clinic, it has brought an additional $120,000. $120,000, and the year's not even over. So if you're just looking at dollars and cents, I did the math. That's like an 8 multiple return, a 6 multiple return or something like that. It's somewhere in that area. Yeah, it's crazy. That's year one.
And the newbie, and that their model is they take almost every insurance, but they also have a performance side to it. My model is more of a hybrid model where we're 50-50 cash based. So it can work in any model, whether you only take insurance, you do a hybrid, you move toward the hybrid, you only do cash, which is probably not anywhere out there. But even every practice owner I spoke to last night that was inquiring about the newbie, the same issues. They don't know how they took time away from their clinic because they're so busy being the chief cook and bottle washer in their practice to even come here. And I said, hopefully my staff doesn't take this wrong, but I don't have a care in the world being here for 3 or 4 days because of the way my practice is running now. But I was in that same exact boat 2 years ago where I was like, there's no way I can leave my patients. Who's going to see them? We're going to lose revenue. But now my clinic and my staff, everybody's running like on automation and systems and using techniques and technology that I can share that experience with them, that I was exactly where they were. Yeah. They're probably even in worse shape because I've been in business for 10 years, and now they're kind of, able to kind of pay it forward, so to speak.
I think that's what people are looking for. Neither you or I are salesmen. We're not here to sell anybody anything. We're here to provide help, right? Because as a practice owner and another practice owner, we've been at that point in our life where we needed help. And we searched long and hard to find the people that were genuinely wanting to help us. I can say to you now, personally speaking, and I've just recently started coining this phrase because it really indicated to me like where we are as Meg Business Management, where we are and what we do with our billing services, our management services, and most importantly, Meg Academy, our training services. We are professional life coaches. Like, I am focused on the profession of physical therapy, getting every single PT to live their maximum potential, live beyond best as an individual, as a clinical director, as a practice owner. And to do that, I need to coach your life to put in structure and discipline and systems of operation, for sure. But I also have to bring to you innovative technologies, innovative treatment applications so you can continue to be advanced and be in that top 10%. So that's what I really wanted to share. I'm really looking forward to my lecture later today on the hybrid model so that you can, and if you want to learn more about that, definitely reach out to us. Go to our website. You can put yourself in my calendar or Nicole's calendar, get a demo of Meg Academy, learn all about this. You don't even have to call anybody. You can just literally go to the website and check that out. Testimonials are there as well. Look, nobody buys anything on Amazon without reading the reviews, right? So by all means, you should do that. You want to hear the solid reviews. You want to talk to real PTs, real owners, real people using it. Jason, how can they get in touch with you, and how can you connect them with some real life applications?
Sure. Just reach out to us on the website. It's NeuPTTech, NeuPTTech.com, or NeuPTTech@gmail, and we'll get right back to you. My assistant Stephanie's great at getting you all the initial information that you need, and then the next step is just setting up a Zoom call and answering any of your specific questions or concerns or information you need on the newbie. And then the step after that is come down to one of our trainings in Tampa. I'm currently offering those to people that are interested in learning more about this. It's currently free of charge just for the interest, but I kind of laugh. If you plan on coming down to Tampa to do that, you probably won't leave without signing a licensing agreement and wanting to get a newbie. So be prepared to do that, because once you experience it, every practice owner starts thinking of 10, 15, 20 patients that they can immediately use it, in their practice. So I kind of joke about that, but it's kind of like there's no obligation to talk to me to come down for the training. We've had practice owners that, I had one that talked to me last night that talked to me a year ago, and now she's getting ready to, possibly acquire the newbie. And so there's no pressure. It's just educating.
Like I said, we're not salespeople. We're not high pressure. It's what's going to work for you, however we can get you to where you need to be so you live the life you've always envisioned for yourself. That's really what it's about. So, Jason's right. Look, it's literally 20 to 30 minutes of your life. You call us, get on our website, do a demo with Nicole, learn all about Meg Academy and how you can actually hire better people, onboard better people, train them for skills, not just bright ideas. You want to learn how to do a clinical application of innovative technology like the newbie that nobody else has, reach out to Jason on his website, NeuPTTech. So we'll just leave it at that. I think we've done our best to bring you to the well. It's really up to you to take a drink and see for yourself. All I'm saying is it's 20 to 30 minutes of your life. Make a decision once you have that information if it's best for you. And if it's not, sit on it. You've made a friend. We've met you. You've met us. Stay in touch. And that's what it's really all about. So I'm going to leave it there. www.megbusiness.com. Check out our website. Jason, yours is?
NeuPTTech.com. 2 T's.
There you go. Thank you so much, Jason. Really appreciate it. Good luck, everybody. Get out there and expect to do well. Good job, guys. That was really good.
I appreciate it.